back, everyone, to Family Voice Talk Radio with BJ Stober, and today Nicholeen Peck, my guest. There are a couple of things we did want to make sure that you got, and that is if you were referred here and you didn't get an email blast, we're going to be sending them out regularly every week. So you will want to do bj@utahvalleylive.com. Put your email on there and the information, and just say, hey, I really want to be included. Every week I want to know what you're doing so I can watch. And that'll help get you started on coming to watch us each week. Okay.
Fantastic. And they can join my newsletter if they'd like. I am blogging. I have audio things and videos and stuff that are happening every week on my site. And so if you want to get alerted to that so you don't miss anything, or so you can read stuff, you can go to teachingselfgovernment.com. Right on the home page, down on the right-hand side of the sidebar, and it will say sign up for a free parenting newsletter, and just go ahead and sign up, and then you'll get any email blasts that I have about stuff going on in my life or things like that.
Fantastic. And so if you happen to do that today, you'll be on her list. You'll get an email blast from her about the next couple of weeks she's going to be on this show, as well as some from me too, then, if you do that.
Great.
And also, while you've got them going to your site, you had a special.
That's right, the coupon code.
Yes.
Yes. So if you're going to buy anything on the site, whether audio materials or books or courses on the site, if you type in TSG Deals, then you can get 20% off of any of your purchases, and that'll be good for a little while for you.
Fantastic. So we're excited about that. Okay, now, you just gave us a wonderful example, and by the way, I know that works because I've used that technique before.
Fantastic.
I have wonderful grandchildren who let me keep my skills sharpened.
Good.
So
you know what? I truly believe that all good people are just blessed to have children around them. So they just really are. It's just one of the blessings of life. So you must be blessed.
I am
right?
so blessed. I have a lot of wonderful grandchildren.
Good.
And I always like you guys to know how much I love you and how grateful I am that you're in my life. You make my life so much better. Thank you all. I love you. Okay, now we have a couple of lists here of things that we wanted to make sure that you got from us today, from Nicholeen.
Absolutely.
I'm just kind of jumping on the bandwagon here.
Yeah, you know what, really, hey, you can, that's okay.
All right.
Stick with me. It's all good. I'll recruit you. You
okay, here
yourself.
we are.
It's good. Okay, I wanted to share with you 10 fundamentals of parenting, things that really you need to figure out how to do. And hopefully I can help with some of that. We'll elaborate a little bit as time permits, and then afterward I want to talk a little bit about the 4 basic skills. So if we could just go through those things, and if you've got your pen and paper handy, you know, you can let it fly here. Maybe we can get it on the site sometime or something. Number 1, the most important thing is you've got to know how to be calm. That is hard.
Especially when you're under stress.
Well, yeah, habits. Well, plus there's that. Have you ever had that feeling in the pit of your stomach? It's like, if I hit something, I'll feel so good right now. Like you just feel like you've got to just do something aggressive to get the feeling to go away, because really those endorphins will all of a sudden calm those nerves that you've got in your stomach. Well, there is a way to help yourself be calm. And next week, I want to spend some time really talking about calmness.
Fantastic.
And how to do this, because I could go into that right now for a good hour. And I really think I should get through the rest of the list. But I will say that knowing how you get calm is a key to helping your children be self-governed. Because what you're doing is governing yourself. You're recognizing what's going on and making a choice, a conscious choice.
Yes.
So, and then you need to know how to teach a child a new skill. That is a hard thing to figure out sometimes. Well, wait a minute, they're not being obedient, so how do I get them to be obedient? Well, I believe in teaching skill sets. When I was at the Utah Youth Village, they were an amazing place to work for as far as foster care went. And they taught me all about skill sets and on how to make skill sets up. And there are 4 basic skills, and I'm just going to throw them in right here because here we are talking about it. So knowing how to teach a skill, there are 4 basic skills that I learned from the Utah Youth Village that encompass like 99% of all behaviors, and those are following instructions, accepting no answers and accepting criticism, because they're kind of the same. When somebody gives you criticism, it's like, ow, kind of like feels like a no, like somebody didn't approve of something. And then accepting consequences, and then disagreeing appropriately. And I'll tell you what, the kids love disagreeing appropriately.
So I think that would really be good. Maybe we can do disagreeing appropriately next week, and if not next week, for sure the week after that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think disagreeing appropriately goes along with being calm. So let's discuss those things together, and we'll go through the steps, because there are steps to each one of those skills. London LaRae Says Okay is a book all about following instructions. And following instructions is the fundamental skill. If they can't follow instructions from their parents, then they don't respect you. And if you do not have respect, then you can't teach them anything. And your job, your stewardship as a parent, is to teach them, is to help mold them. Well, if they don't respect you enough to even follow an instruction, you're not able to mold them. So then your parenting approach must change at that point.
Right.
And we can talk about that sometime, too. There's so many things we could talk about, BJ. I'll tell you.
So true.
Okay, number 3.
I'm excited.
Number 3 is you need to know how to effectively correct a child when he's done something wrong or is in the act of doing something wrong. And we just mentioned how important that is and how you know at that point they're not following instructions, that they're out of instructional control. Number 4 is how to calm a child when they're not calm. So what do you do? What do you say to someone when they're out of control? You've got to know that. If you're confident in all these 10 things we're talking about, then any situation that arises, no matter how strange or bizarre or unpredictable that it was, you'll be able to handle it. Number 5 is know what skills are essential to make a child or an adult happy. Happiness is the reason that children care about self-government. They need to have a reason why, not just to make you happy. You need to be their advocate. It's about their happiness. And a person is not happy if they are not in control of themselves. If they are out of control, they're not happy. Know what your parenting vision is and how to get it.
Ooh, we really want to talk about that next week.
Let's talk about
that too. Start off the show.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about that because that is a beautiful one. Know what your child is thinking and feeling. Now, does that sound strange? How can you know that about a person? You can. You can really seek to understand. There are ways to do that, and it transforms your interactions with your children, and they sense your sincerity. And then number 9, how to communicate effectively. And wow, all of that kind of is wrapped up in there. How do you communicate what needs to happen and what's going on so that they don't get more mad, right? And then the last one, number 10, how to keep the family united in purpose and in feeling. There are 2 things that make for a home where self-government can be taught: tone and structure.
Wow.
You have to have the right kind of tone in your home. And there's lots of vocabulary I use that goes along with that. I talk about it a lot. A whole half of the book is about setting up that tone and structure in the Parenting House United.
Wow, that is so fantastic. So I'm just going to, I'm really suggesting that you just take some time and get on her website and take a look at this book. You may decide that you want to have this in your hands by next week when we're talking again. So it's got so much wonderful stuff in it, and you can just make notes in it while we're talking.
That'd be fantastic. I could maybe tell you what chapters and stuff.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
great idea.
And then, and of course, if you do, remember you're going to be getting 20% off. So that's always fun.
TSG deals.
Right, TSG deals. That's a good one. Okay, we have less than a minute left on our show today. Nicholeen, thank you so much for coming. It went so fast.
Yes.
Oh, this was exciting. I'm so thrilled that you're going to be coming back. And thank you all for joining us today. What a pleasure it was to do this as a unit, as a team here. The 2 of us and you out there and our support team here in the studio helping us to put this across for you. We're so grateful for all of that. You've been listening to Family Voice Talk Radio with BJ Stober on KHQN 1480 AM. And we're inviting you to come back again if you missed something today or if you just want to review or have a friend. Make sure you go to bj.utahvalleylive.com. And it'll be, just click on the show. It should come right up for you. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you again so much for joining us this week. Thank you.